So I've recently acquired a Casio G-SHOCK GA-2100. What do I think of it, and should you buy one? Let's find out. This is my first ever G-SHOCK watch, and so this will be a review from somebody pretty unfamiliar with the brand. But I'll start off by saying that overall, for the price, I'm pretty impressed. You get a lot for your money with this watch. I do have a couple of criticisms though, which I'll get into later on in the video. The GA-2100, as of recording this video, is the most popular G-SHOCK watch on Casio's website. These watches are available on Casio UK's website from £99.90, and they're available from $99 on the US Casio website, so they are very affordable. This price does depend on the model, of course, as you can go from this fairly basic version that I have, which is a GA-2100-1AER, to full metal versions with Bluetooth and solar charging. The particular model I bought set me back around £70 on Amazon, discounted from £99.90, so it's worth shopping around before you buy, as you can usually get them for a fair bit cheaper than the Casio site. When you first receive your GA-2100, you're greeted with this fairly humble looking box with your watch inside. I know that other G-SHOCKs come with a nice little tin, which I think would have been better, but for a watch of this price, I'm not going to get fussy about the box that it comes in. Onto the watch itself, this watch is designed to be waterproof, shock resistant, and generally pretty tough, whilst looking cool on your wrist. This watch is visually very impressive, with a rugged design that does reflect the G-SHOCK reputation of being tough and durable. You have this octagon-shaped bezel with the iconic G-SHOCK branding at the top. Then you have this mineral glass crystal within the bezel. At this price range, I wasn't expecting anything more expensive than acrylic, so it was nice to see mineral glass crystal listed on this watch's features. The raised bezel does also provide a decent little cover for the crystal for a bit of extra protection. And I've been wearing this watch for a few weeks now. I've been on a couple of hikes in the rain, as well as bumping the watch into many a door frame, and I have to say the crystal is holding up nicely with no visible damage or scratches so far. The watch case is 45.4mm in diameter and 48.5mm lug to lug. It's made from carbon and resin and has a nice matte but smooth finish to it, with the carbon and resin material providing the shock resistance and waterproofing for the watch. It looks fairly meaty on the wrist, but I was expecting a G-SHOCK to be a real tank. My wrist is a pretty skinny 17 centimeters, so I was pleasantly surprised when I put it on that the watch fits so well to my wrist. The structure and layout of the dial is personally my favorite part of the watch. You have these nicely legible white and black baton hands and grey hour markers, so at a glance, when you're out and about, you can clearly read the time. Then tucked away in the corner, you've got your digital watch face. The legibility of this isn't always quite as good, but I'll explain a little bit later on how G-SHOCK gets around that issue. Then to the left of the dial, you've got your days of the week on this day indicator. The way these features are laid out creates a real sense of depth, which just, for me, adds to the overall solid feel of the watch. These thick hour indicators are literally like small little steps stepping down onto the deeply embedded dial. The whole watch face has a tangible feel to it, and I have to say the strap, case, bezel, and dial all being the same colour is a really nice design choice. It's very simple, but looks uniformed and quite smart. Away from the watch face now, I like these little exposed screws that hold the strap to the case, along with these polished buttons on the side. They help to give a little pop to complement the rest of the watch. The straps themselves are brilliantly integrated to the rest of the watch, with more bold and practical design features like these solid feeling indents at the top, keeping the watch case solidly in place. Again, the use of resin enabling the strap to be durable and water resistant. The case back is a brushed steel, which has been screwed down. I always like to see screws holding down a case back, again adding to the sturdy look of a watch, but also in this case practically helping as it helps to enable this watch to be waterproof up to depths of 200 meters. So this watch is definitely suitable for divers and for those who enjoy water sports. Behind the watch caseback, you have a module 5611 quartz movement with a claimed accuracy of plus to minus 15 seconds per month, which doesn't sound too bad to me. It also has a battery life of approximately 3 years, which isn't too bad, but compared to other Casio watches with claimed battery lives of many more years than that, maybe it would be nice if it lasted a little longer, but maybe I'm asking a little much from a watch at this price point. Also, that being said, it's not too difficult to take the back off the watch and swap the batteries out yourself every now and then. So what else is there to say about the watch? Well, the hands are actually luminous and will glow in the dark, but it's not a particularly strong feature. The luminous paint used to paint the hands works by absorbing sunlight and then emitting it in the dark. But for me, the glow fades after, a couple of hours away from the sun, so it's a little bit redundant at night by the time you actually need it. However, Casio has you covered with a double LED feature. When you press the light button at the 2 o'clock position, a small LED lights up the watch face. At the same time, the digital display is backlit. This is very useful in the dark, but as I said earlier, I think overall the screen could be a bit brighter without having to use this LED to assist you. Sometimes in a dimly lit room or just a cloudy day, the digital display can be a bit tricky to see, and I think it would be nice not to have to press a little button just to read it, especially as the watch has some great features which utilize this little digital display. The watch has world time and can be set to 31 different time zones with the option to have daylight saving on or off. You have a countdown timer, a full auto calendar up to the year 2099. You can choose from 5 daily alarms, and there's also a stopwatch. There's also a cool hand shift feature where if you hold down the adjust button at 10 o'clock, it moves the hands temporarily out of the way for you to use the digital watch face. Then just press it again to continue using the watch as normal. Setting the time and using these features takes a little bit of getting used to for a first-time user, but once you've watched a few YouTube tutorials, you'll find it's actually quite intuitive and fairly simple to use. So to conclude, you get a lot for your money with this watch. If I was somebody looking for a reasonably priced watch which is durable, waterproof, looks great on your wrist, and includes useful features like a stopwatch and alarm, I would definitely go for this watch. Yes, sometimes I had difficulty in reading the digital display and the battery life could be better, but I have to say these are very minor issues for a watch at this price. The overall design, build quality, and list of useful features make this watch a real winner for me, and a timepiece I would definitely recommend to somebody looking for a watch in the region of £100 or $100, especially those who want to wear a watch whilst being outdoors, doing sports, or being in the water. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can keep up to date with my latest videos. I'll see you next time.